getting what we want in detail. Basically, this is in response to one of those ha 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 prophetic word people. And she was one of my more favorite ones, and I'll have to drop in and put a comment in there before too long. Yesterday, the comment that I was thinking, because I'll still stop and listen to her from time to time, and then there's only one reason why, okay? And it's because she's very consistent. It may be unbelievable, maybe ridiculously silly and stupid, as a matter of fact. Even think of these things as plausible, but the comment I would have made, I might still go back and write it. Although she'll probably listen to this, I'm quite sure. I'm sure. I know she's been here, and she has a good way about her. She has there's not, she's of a lighter type, you know. But basically, the joke would be, I think that your demons have the best, most positive, uplifting fantasies to tell consistently, because it is almost always, a good thing. Whether it's going to be this promise and lie that never comes true, or that promise and lie that never comes true, year after year after year after year, she consistently gives these little lying stories. I don't know who this is for. You really need to take it back to the Lord, because it's a load of dragon shit, and anybody who believes it must be a fool. So you really need to take this back to the God that you know to verify it, and because it's all coming from the wrong source, is basically what the caveat is whenever they're putting that out there. And at first we listened because sometimes it did seem to pertain, and did seem to speak to different aspects, and did seem at times like a friendly force that we might be able, oh yeah, whatever. But anyway, don't let me get myself worked up or I'll have to sit back down. Let me go sit down anyway. It was another one of those messages that suggests to you that God just now got involved, quote unquote God, God. Yeah, like he just got involved, and or just arrived in town and needs to get caught up on what's going on and what you need or whatever or something. Or it's like, whenever he goes to I guess King Solomon, I guess it was, and says, what do you want? And he says, well, discernment, to be wise, to be, in other words, a good king, a good ruler over the people of Israel. And that, again, is another one of those selfless type of things that someone of light and loving of God would say. And because the motivation is true, it's real. They're just wanting to be, the best, that they can be for the God, their God, and their people, And so basically, in essence, is because now, see, the dark people could turn it all around and say, well, he was asking to be successful. Yeah, and so what, you dweebs? So what? Who doesn't want to be successful and victorious? It's just stupidity. But anyway, going back to whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need, song, this new God, preferably it'd be the God of goodness and light and life. The one that, can take nothing and turn it into something. Bara. Okay? But what I will say is this: if I have a good friend, a God friend, I don't need to write that story down again, do I? For the umpteenth time? Really? Truly? Like, and that I'm making requests of these specific details and stuff? It's like, save me from all the hazards and problems and ills of all the evil, damn, dark things that have criminally attached themselves to me, my life or light, and have claimed me, criminally claimed me falsely, like I'm one of theirs and or is in partnership with them, because none of that's true or real or voluntary. That's just a great big huge attack by evil people of darkness and death who are just trying to capitalize. So make me free of all that. In other words, let my song come true and let me be the sunny day that I'm supposed to be, unfettered, unchained, without the forces of darkness or shadow or night attached to me or connected to me, without them having any ability to share any of their energies with me, and without them having any ability to take from me anything valuable or drain my energy or, see what I'm saying? It's pretty healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. That's who I was born to be. Let's make it an opera. It's about Tommy. Oh, he was born to be healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. Up at the top, there has a big, big T. Overwhelmingly good, and nobody can touch him because he's indomitable and invulnerable to all forms of darkness and meanness and hate and shadows and night and all their friends and all their ways and all their energies, and free, 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 free. So free that everybody marvels about how free he is and can't be pulled down, because he's the good guy with the light as his crown. Because, I do have that light on my head. And I know there's a lot of other ones out there that got some lights on their heads. They're sons of God. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen it in film. That while there's actually not a bunch of chosen ones, God, what an idiotic, that's like, I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, there's those that, made it home, and they're walking around with, a light on their head, I'm sure. I think. It can't just be one. I mean, I know Christ, yeah, but there's the saints. They're all sons of God, right? Isn't that what happened to them? Somehow, somewhere, some way, they traded all that passion for glory, right? And you know what? Somebody or somewhere or something out there, I know, may be loving of me, or rather, I should say, wanting of me. And I'm not saying that they couldn't be good to me, okay? But I am like, I'm not going to say I'm burned out, but if I were to say that, it would be a figure of speech. But since I have been burned in the past and set on fire in the past, my soul made to burn for years on end because they wanted that. It wasn't that it should have burned. And that I was, very much destroyed by their selfish desires, needs, and wants, okay? Because it was what was most convenient. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. To the good God who loves me and says, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need, freedom to be made happy, healthy, wealthy, and free, and so high and or whatever given to me. Maybe it's the money. I know it helps. That makes my shields grow enormously, so that they're like that beautiful oil of anointing or whatever it is. And if anything, if they throw anything at it, it don't stick and it slides right off. And better yet, goes back to them magnified, marked with their name, so that they get to keep it and are bound from never, ever being able to put it on anyone else again. It's theirs to take care of. So that's complete and total safety and freedom. And also, you're receiving, maybe I don't need my daily bread if I get enough of it. Like I've been promised 18 million times that, all that you had stolen from you is going to be brought back to you. But that hasn't happened. And I think one of the reasons why is because, well, entire nations and worlds might have to die. Something like that. because we're missing half of what? Oh my gosh, it hasn't been repaired yet. Still, where's my rope? Where's my gold? Where's my silver? It hasn't been returned to me. So, at the very least, if God were to show up and say, Tom, what is it you want and need? Because I know you've been waiting a long time there, son. Waiting and waiting, knowing that sooner or later, eventually, all of us of light and life would look down and go, well, gee whiz, I think he's had enough, and I think he's learned his lesson, and blah, 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 blah. Let's save his butt, take it out of that place, and get it away from all those things of hate. So that they can't hurt him anymore, and they can't even dream to do so. That he's so far up, high, and above them that if they even tried to reach for me, they'd lose that hand or arm, their entire arm, because the heavens all around me would look down and go, what in the heck is that? And slice it to pieces, sending it reeling, falling out of control, back down to the place it belongs, rather than climbing way the heck up. You see what I'm saying? It's just a real easy thing. It's real easy thing that real simple. Just complete, total freedom from all of the nefarious forces who have worked endlessly, attacking day after day after day after day to keep us at a lower vibration. That's why they put the hot stuff on us. That's probably some kind of sin or junk that they earn, fire, wrath from God probably, and then they're turning around and trying to put it all on me. Well, at least enough, to keep me from getting too cool, which, I feel best cool. So, that would be my request to the God that loves me and doesn't, wants to bless me but not curse me, and love me and not hate me, because they don't have hate. Okay? And they're not going to get angry at me. They're not going to say to me one day, we love you and we're blah, 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 and you do this and that. And but you know what? We're not happy with you tomorrow. You didn't do enough, and it wasn't the way we wanted it, and you don't meet our conditions, and it's all very conditional, and damn you back down there to, no, I want something consistent. I renounce everything else and rebuke it. I don't care what its name is. If it's got hate in it, it's not my God. That's something that's beneath me. That's something lower than me. Something that is supposed to respect the light and do whatever it can to make the light free, healthy, and happy, because there's great rewards in that. And of course, there's complete and total utter damnation going the other route, trying to enslave the light, hurt the light, diminish the light, so on and so forth. But, that's for them to work out with heaven. I don't want to even be bothered with it. I'm not a vengeful one. I'm not into planning the demise of other things whenever, I'm all about improvement and creating pathways for improvement and life, etc. So on. Light. Things about light. So yeah, good God Almighty in heaven, who loves me and wants to show that I am owned by heaven, and I'm not to be abused by things that hate heaven and life and light. Yeah, I don't know exactly what to ask for this thing, but basically all it is freedom and safety from attack. Yeah, healthy, wealthy, happy, and free, and totally, perfectly confident that that's just the way it's going to be, regardless if I say the wrong words or start to go down the wrong path. I would be turned from that because of the good spirits with me who would be saying, no, let's not go that way. And send me in the good direction. Up, 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 out of reach of all them that hate and are friends to hate, and those who are friends to death and destruction, all that. who just seem to hate me because I don't want hate or death or destruction. And they really seem to hate me courting the Prince of Peace. Like, they just can't stand the thought of me. You know, it's one thing if I was happy, which they seem to have problems with that too. But if it was, you know, if I was happy and that meant they were being able to profit or something, I guess then they'd be all right with it. Which they should have figured that out, you know, like before they ever came near me. Just idiocy to go these other routes of hurt and harm, because that comes back. So anyway, yeah, good God who just came on the scene and doesn't know what's been going on, and all of a sudden wants to help and love and not hurt. Because it sounds, you know, whenever I hear that, that's what it sounds like. Oh no, and they want you to write that story. Well, why are you doing it? You do your job. You take care of all the spiritual side of it, and you take care of all the spiritual battles, because I'm not a wizard. And stop sending lying prophets from demons who are out, oh, there's an attack coming and you need to prepare. Why aren't you taking care of that, God? It says there in your book that you're going to take care of the evil battle. Don't fight the battles yourself. Let them. Okay, well, if the book says don't fight the battles yourself because you're not a wizard and you don't know how to work forces and blah, 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 then the God's supposed to do that. And you're supposed to be able to blithely continue on and going, you know, each day thanking the Lord for keeping you safe and well, and the improvements that you feel in your body, and that you're being restored, refurbished, you know, rebuilt. Maybe not perhaps of the exact same stuff, but just as good or better, right? Instead of just empty promises. 15 years of empty promises, false hope, unfulfilled promises, and not even the promises of the book being fulfilled. Because Jesus, if you know him, if you know the truth, he who is the Prince of Peace, will set you free, because he's free. They can't hold a candle to him, right? They can't put anything on him. So, you know, if I'm owned by good and owned by heaven and owned by life as I'm supposed to be, and I'm not forsaken by these things, because truly I'm not guilty of anything other than some stupid mistakes born of ignorance. There was no malice or evil there, no iniquity. There's no iniquity in me now. And if it was found in me, it's because of the iniquitous asses that are trying to make me somehow guilty, because they had energetic access to me, spiritual access. So, it's the easiest song ever. Healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. Completely and totally blessed from above. Untouchable to all those who is not of heaven. Life, light, goodness. That which benefits me but never harms me, or brings harm to me, or has harm brought to me, or opens doors to anything harmful to me, such as any of the forces of darkness, shadow, or night. So, I think, here we are coming up on that sunny moment, key 19. I think if you look at the card and you see what 19 is, then you can see something extremely fortunate, at least, you know, like 10th Avenue freeze out type of thing going on, with a big old daddy dad who's got it all under control. He's not a dark thing. He's not controlled by any damn evil or darkness, certainly not anger. He'd be ashamed. Oh my gosh, just like me, you know, he's just ashamed that was ever, you know, influential at all, and would be above it all. If you look, there's this big, serene, peaceful, beautiful light above that child, that spiritual child, who does ride along blithely. Look, Ma, no hands. Why? Because that giant, big, white spirit, that Holy Spirit that he's being lifted up on, his high horse, okay, knows exactly where he's going and is taking him there. Or he can say, hey, let's stop over there and get some ice cream first, and it'll take him to get the ice cream. You know, it's just that good. It's just that great. And where is he going? Well, he's got this beautiful garden that he rides around in and has little interactions with the God, his God of light and life, through the various characters that his God provides him. And none of them are demonic. None of them are afflicted, carrying the demonic with them or in them, because it's a walled off place. They never can get through the gates. The gates are guarded. There's nothing coming over the wall either, because it'd just be blasted into smithereens and it'd be gone. It wouldn't even bother trying with that. And it won't be trying to get through the wall, and it won't be trying to get through the gate. Because it can't, it won't. It'll just be annihilated. If it tries to go through the wall, guess what's going to happen whenever you get halfway through that wall? Okay? Do you know? Can you figure that out? That's a living wall. It's intelligent. And it can feed. Just like the Red Sea did. Oh, all right. Well, 21 as strong as I can be. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I think 22 is really my number. You know, it's one of those master numbers. It's attached to my birth date and my name and that kind of stuff. But I like 19 and 22, and I like to get home. What do I want? I want to go home. For the longest time, I want to go home. And until then, I'd like to be healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. And you know what healthy? You know what wealth is to me, really? Wealth is freedom. I mean, I don't necessarily have to actually have a bunch of U.S. coins or dollars. The wealth of life, I suppose. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm asking for, when I'm singing that song, it's about having all that you need and more, I guess. Knowing that God is really right there with you, going, yes. You know, well loved. Not this half-assed love type of, well, we'll love you like this and that, but we're going to have to screw you over these ways. Why? Because you're a bunch of demon damn fire people who became your own little gods. I never asked to do that. I never wanted to be with any people like that either. Because why? They're always mad and angry. And why? Because they screwed up and went the wrong way and really did mean it whenever they told God to go away. You know? I never told God to go away. I challenged him to prove he was real to me. I hope he forgives me for that. I do pray that. I really do. Because he's a good guy. He really has been good to me throughout my life. And Lord, I hope you do, you know, make me healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. So guys, there it is, all in a nutshell. And I know I have no confidence whatsoever in anyone of darkness being able to provide what I need. No confidence in that at all. Even if they were rich beyond the dreams of avarice, okay? And maybe they could load us with money and that and take care of 90% of the problems. But could they whip anger's ass and be above it? You see what I'm saying? Could they rise above their own anger so they didn't end up being self-destructive or destructive towards me, blah, 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 you know? All right, guys. God love you. God keep you. I hope you were entertained by this message. Or enlightened. That would be even better. But regardless, to whoever was making these promises through these mouthpieces, thanks. I appreciate the good sentiment. I hope it will remain true for longer than just, you know, a moment or two. I hear these wonderful predictions and I think, you mean until I make you angry, right? Or did the real guy step in?